I would go with that.
I think I like wearing black. Every time I wear black, I'm happy about it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if I just blend into the world and that's what I like about it, but I like it.
Know if I own much black.
I like all the black. I'm going to just start.
As I wear my coats of many colors.
I'm going to go full Steve Jobs.
Okay.
And just buy nothing but black shirts.
That's fine.
And just wear nothing but black.
That's fine.
And then never think about my wardrobe, says the woman who owns a bright orange shirt. Let's pretend like that's actually a fact. I appreciate you keeping a straight face while I settle that.
I mean,
you're like, sure. Tell me more.
I'm totally gonna wear only one color for the rest of my life too. Well, I can share the exciting, not quite on the pod. I will share on the podcast when it starts.
Okay.
But I can share here with you guys that we're about to start a new D&D adventure.
Woo!
With a new DM. That DM being me.
Yeah!
We are starting Descent into Avernus. For anyone who is D&D knowledgeable, knows that it is the newest campaign that's come out.
Should we share that with the other peeps? Also?
Well, I figured I'm going to share it on the actual pod when we start playing.
Oh, okay.
For some reason right now it's still in the plotting.
Sure.
And like it's a little more.
I just want to share my girl because I'm excited.
You can share. You can share your girl here. You can get a. How about you give them the spin. Give them
the pitch.
The pitch of your
Consider,
girl,
if you will.
And then we'll explain further when
Consider,
we start.
if you will, if Betty Page were part demon and a wrestler.
Yeah. I think that's
the end.
A perfect like grasp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ta-da! I'm very excited. I love her already.
And
I follow my characters far too quickly.
And like the one other is it's still quite in flux, but pretty sure you are going to be siblings. With Nick's character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who is Eric? The X is silent.
Yeah, there's 2 X's in the name.
The X's is silent.
Also, there's no E's.
Yeah. Nope. I'm just gonna get really upset at people for not knowing it.
Oh, it's gonna be fantastic.
And then I already forgot Jesse's character's name.
No,
but it's the greatest name ever.
It's the greatest name, but it puts Percy from Critical Role's name to shame.
Yeah.
I was about to reference that bet last night, but I was like, I feel like I've made too many Critical Role references already.
In one evening. Yeah.
But his name is, I think, 3 longer than Percy's.
Oh, it's all of the names.
And there's no normal names. Like, Percy's at least, like, Percival is a
I think
name.
I'm going to make up a nickname.
100%. I'm going to make up a nickname.
Because it's going to be great. Or Rosie will, because my girl's name Rosie. Because I love that she's like a half demon, crazy looking person. It's like her name's Rosie. But he's a tiny old wizard man.
He's like an old lawyer wizard man.
Yeah.
Who's a gnome.
So I'm excited.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
And then Mr. Phil and friend Amanda will also be coming in.
Yes, but we don't know their characters yet.
We're not quite sure what's going on.
They were not available for the initial character plotting night.
Yes. But it's going to be good times. I'm ready.
We'll see how I survive.
Mm-hmm. I think you're going to do very well.
Hopefully.
Okay.
So should we...
I'm going to start the show.
Alrighty, what number are we on? 192?
Oh, yeah.
Right, because last night was a palindrome episode.
That's right.
And I remember.
Ready?
Okay. Welcome to episode 192 of There's No Place Like Terra, a Stargate First Watch Rewatch podcast. I'm Nixie.
And I'm Grace. And today we are going over SGA Season 1, Episode 20, The Siege Part 2. That's AKA. Well, I also wanted to share the slate I saw at the end in memory, because I Googled Bob Scarabelli because I wanted to know.
Yes.
In memory of Bob Scarabelli.
Yes.
Because it sounds like it was a really freaking cool person.
He was, yes, and he was one of the visual effects guys.
Yeah.
And
he started an effects company in Vancouver.
Yep.
Cool dude. That's all I'm going to share.
And my AKA was just, I don't remember the full title, but it was Atlantis's very long, very no good, bad day.
Horrible, terrible, no good, bad,
yeah, horrible,
bad day.
terrible, no good, bad day.
I like that.
That's my AKA for this episode.
Yeah, my AKA stance. I was gonna do a Death Star Luke X-wing fighter reference, but I'm not ready.
Okay.
I need to know what happens first.
Yeah, just but not see, and I got much more of a Return to the Jedi vibe, flying into the Death Star.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Falcon flying into the center.
Yeah, that makes more sense, Grace.
It's okay. It's okay. I wasn't gonna like judge you or anything on your Star Trek knowledge, Star Wars knowledge. Jeez, Stargate now. I'm gonna take another drink.
Yay! Let's do that. Hey, we never profess to know all the facts. And voting yes.
No, I don't. Here's the problem: is usually. I've mentioned this before. I try to pack a whole bunch of random useless knowledge into my head. Sometimes they don't connect.
Right.
And there's too much. And so they just like out.
Yeah. There's only so much the bucket can hold.
And so sometimes like weird circuits cross and names don't reflect images in my head.
I don't know anything. I've realized that I know things for a while. And then they go away.
So this is apropos of nothing, but I just have to point this out. We give Kaylee a greenie.
Yes.
Before each podcast
not
to bribe her.
Sponsored by greenie.
To be fair, it's an off-bad greenie. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
And so she runs around with it for a while. And what I just have to point out is she ran upstairs a couple seconds ago, and I assume she was taking her greenie up to chew upstairs. Mm-hmm. She just ran back down, jumped on the bed with no greenie in her mouth, and she had buried it in the blanket before she ran upstairs.
Oh, in case we wanted it.
So I don't know.
It's like the guy at work who locks his computer when he goes to the bathroom. It's like, bro.
But I don't know why she ran upstairs is the question. Because she was up there for about 5 seconds.
She needed to check something.
And now she's burying the carpet. Sorry, I just had to. It was very
strange. We're sharing cute dog stories. Can I share one cute dog story?
100%, because you have adorable dogs.
So our dogs don't get a lot of stuffy toys or crazy
for
toys
reasons.
Because they just destroy everything. However, they do have a lot of bones because bones great for all the time. They're big. They're not little.
They land with really quietly on the ground.
Oh, super quietly on our wood floors. But it's one of the things that's safe for them to have around.
Yeah.
So they have a ton of these bones, a ton of them. Last night, we were all in bed. It was like bedtime.
Yeah.
They were both lazy, and there was only one bone on the bed. So I'm watching them to make sure there's no fighting happen. They took turns and shared the bone. So one of them would gnaw on the bone for like 2 or 3 minutes, and the other one would watch, and then they would switch back. And you would think that we don't give them 7,000 bones that you can find, to the point where at night when I walk to the bathroom, I have to be very careful.
Yeah, just shuffle your feet.
I just shuffle my feet around because I'm like wading through a sea of bones, but they did not want to get up.
So
that's my dog story.
Kaylee has a bone upstairs, and she knocked it off the bed days before, so it's been on the floor. And she went to try to get it last night, but she accidentally kicked it underneath the dresser.
Oh.
And then she proceeded to just take the rug, the little carpet that I keep on the side of the bed, and like put it into a ball while barking at the bone, and then coming in the bathroom to bark at me, and then going back to the bone and barking at it.
Somebody do something about this.
This is
carpet's not doing anything
emergency.
About it. Yeah.
We have important. A bone down. Bone down. Someone send me back.
We need extraction.
So adorable.
Okay.
March 25th, 2005. So we have 2 guest stars.
That's a nutty time to do a season finale.
Well, Stargate airs weird times.
That's true. Okay, that's true.
We have one major new guest star and one minor guest star, and I think I've already mentioned the minor one, but that's okay. But Clayton Landy.
Is that
Colonel Dylan Everett?
Yeah. Mr. I don't know if I like him.
Back in the day, if you happen to watch Knots Landing, he was on a couple seasons.
Oh.
But he's been a working man's actor for decades. He's done like you know, you can't list how many plays, how many movies, how many television episodes. He's done it all. He's, you know, directed. He's done some producing. He's just a
dude who's doing the dude things.
You've seen him around.
Working actor.
Yes.
Those guys are always great.
And you know when Taylor awesomely fights a Deathosian?
Yes.
That is Bam Bam, James Bamford, who is the stunt coordinator for the series.
Of course. You'd have to fight some badass.
And I think we mentioned it before really briefly because he played, remember when, like, the Replicator 8th, he sort of briefly they beamed him onto the Asgard ship?
Yes.
That was also Bam Bam.
Got it.
But he's currently...
Bam Bam.
He's actually the stunt coordinator for Atlantis and eventually Universe.
Okay.
He is the stunt double for Joe Flanagan.
Nice.
I was like, John Shepard. No, that's not the actor's name.
That's not his real name.
He's currently the president and on the executive board of Stunts Canada.
Stunts Canada.
And producer
LLC.
on Arrow.
I don't know if it's an LLC. It just feels like it should be an LLC.
Producer on Arrow, has directed some Arrow, super involved with Arrow. He's done stunts on so many goddamn shows that you can't really fully list him. He's a stunt double for Jerry O'Connell back in Sliders days.
Holy moly, I forgot that show existed.
For like Hugh Jackman in X2.
You know that Jesse's kung fu, one of his kung fu, I guess they're called masters. I don't know what the senseis, I don't know. Was the stunt guy for Deadpool.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's like, yeah, I guess he made it.
Yeah. Guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bam Bam's awesome.
Yeah.
First of all, his nickname is Bam Bam.
Bam Bam. That's pretty cool. Does he walk around with a giant club?
I would no.
Bam. Bam Bam.
Bam Bam may just be the sound of his head hitting against things. He is a stunt man.
That's fair.
So previously on Atlantis,
yep.
Hive ships coming out. We have a satellite. It was super powerful. It eventually took out one of 3 Hive ships, although it also took out one Peter Groden. Also, our self-destruct isn't strong enough to keep the Wraith from figuring out how to fly the ship back to Earth. Good times.
Yeah. Previously on. The shit's hit the fan.
Previously
Everybody
on.
out.
We're fucked.
We are fucked. Fucked. Let's have a musical episode about it.
Could you imagine a musical episode of Stargate? All my hopes and dreams would be happy. I mean, they did it on Angel. No, they did it on Buffy. They did a puppet episode on Angel.
What? I never made it that far.
Oh, the puppet episode on Angel is great.
I feel horrified.
No, it was really awesome. Not everyone is puppets. Just David Boreanaz. Just Angel.
Oh, no.
It was so good. No, seriously.
Okay. I'll have to watch it.
I actually really, I love all of Angel, but I actually really love later seasons.
Okay.
I don't know if everyone agrees with me, but I do.
Brain can't. Okay.
You should finish Angel.
Process. I will finish Buffy and then Angel.
Add that to your list.
Well, sure.
I'll be honest.
My growing list of things. I finally finished Dead Like Me.
Oh, did you?
It's fun.
It's so much fun.
It's not like the most no,
it's not.
Thing. It's just fun.
It's just fun.
I mean, Manny Patinkin can do anything.
He can.
Manny Patinkin can just sit there and like look at the screen and be like, "You're cool."
You're like you know, a lot of people like you could just listen to him read the telephone book. Manny Patinkin doesn't even have to go there read the telephone book.
Sit there with his arms crossed and judge me.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
100%. 100%.
You know what? I just want like a video feed of Manny Patinkin with his arms crossed, nodding. Like I just want to share things with him.
Yeah.
And feel like
he can be my therapist.
Yeah. It's like everything's gonna be fine. He's got that vibe. He actually should be a therapist.
Well,
maybe I can call him and be like, "Will you be my mentor?"
I will say this: if you have a hard time getting, again, this feels like sacrilege for a lot of people, but this is my own experience. If you have a hard time finishing Buffy, just go to Angel. I like Buffy. I enjoy some of the characters on Buffy. They had some really great storylines. They have some really fantastic characters that I love. But I really liked Angel mountains more than Buffy.
Well, I've watched the first season of Angel because I've gotten far enough into Buffy where I got to the first season of Angel.
The first season is the least good.
Okay. I love Buffy. I love
Buffy.
No, I love the show.
Yeah, I love Buffy.
I
love
also
some of the
love
characters.
the movie, which I know people don't think
Oh, I didn't mind the
highly
movie at all.
of. I like the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a little more of the stuff I love, like that 90s feel.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I guess
trust me, there's some 90s feel going
Okay.
on in Angel
I
too.
dig it.
But anyways, yeah, that
Hey,
is
what were
our
we here about?
Buffy Angel talk.
Got it.
So we
Thank you
start
for
with
the Buffy
McKay,
Angel minute.
still in his red jumpsuit heading back to Atlantis, who has no time for snark. That's how you know how tired McKay is in this
Wow.
episode. The Wraith are moving again, but slowly. They've kind of been, they're like, hey, we should readdress the situation and not head straight in. They have some surprises for us. These scrappy Earthlings.
Yeah.
So at this point, they're like, we don't know if the Wraith are going to be here in 2 hours or 2 days.
Yeah.
Super helpful.
Thanks. Just hang on to your butts. There's really not much else you can do.
So the last group is ready for evac to the Alpha site. The city's mostly empty. So
Can I tell you the dumb thing I did real quick before we get too far?
yeah.
So I'm watching this episode
Uh-huh.
to take my notes.
Yeah.
And I was like, didn't I see this one already?
Yeah.
Aren't we ahead?
No.
No, I've seen it because we
have.
watch them twice.
Yeah.
Just wanted you guys know where my head is today. That's all. Bye.
Cool. But yeah, they set the self-destruct of the city. Weir enters her code, and John enters his code, and
I blame the gold.
I mean they're out of options at this point.
It's not good times. This is the part where it just feels bad, and you're like, you know, the Eagles are gonna come save them.
Yeah.
They're in the trees and
Yeah.
everything's on fire. But also, you don't know, but you do know.
Well, I mean, the shittiest part of this entire situation is that they have to hear that alarm for 10 hours.
Yeah. Oh, that in itself
Is no.
talk about a testament of their mind.
Silent alarm, people. You know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Or just like Westminster chime that every 15 minutes.
Remind us, hey, you're about to die.
Yeah. Okay. So they start dialing the Alpha site.
Can you imagine? It's like a nuclear reactor alarm that's just like GLaDOS. That's actually incredibly creepy.
Yeah. And I'm kind of for it.
It's almost worse. But okay, we got to write the horror movie.
See, here's the thing. Westminster chimes are soothing to me because I grew up with them.
So, Amanda, take your soothing sound and make it awful.
Yeah, and make it the most horrifying thing because it
Super
spells your
cool.
imminent death.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Imminent death.
Well, I mean, they're not going to be there when it goes off, but still, it's just like the
We need to write the
countdown
horror movie where that's what plays right before someone gets killed in the Hunger Games.
in the Hunger Games. So before they can lock into the Alpha site, they have an incoming wormhole. And even more confusing is that the IDC is from Stargate Command.
So think back because I want to know where your brain went.
Yeah.
What did you think when he's like, we have an incoming wormhole? What was your first thought? Like, who is on the other side?
I don't know if I had enough time to process to form because they go to it being the Stargate IDC. As soon
Really
as I
quickly.
heard we have an IDC,
Uh-huh.
I naturally assumed Earth because I knew they had a ZPM. now.
Right. That's true. They do.
Is that where your head went?
No.
Okay.
I was like, is it the Asgard?
The Asgard?
Yeah. I thought it was the Asgard, or because I know Jason Momoa shows up later,
Yeah.
I was like, is it Jason Momoa?
Jason Momoa?
Knocking on my door?
Is it
I'm gonna
Aquaman?
get it.
Just water gonna come sprucing out?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Jason Momoa, here to help you.
My name is Aquaman.
Yes.
You are in an ocean. Let me
Come
call.
with me if you want to live. Wait, wrong franchise. It's fine. Everything's fine. I really did. I really thought I did not.
I mean,
should've.
it's logical. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
There's
thought it was
many
gonna be
logical
some
things
other,
you can
like
think of.
friends, ally that we've never met, but that would be shitty writing. It's a good thing I'm not a writer. Yikes. Okay, I'm back. Let's get through the credits.
So
y'all.
a whole group of Marines and gear arrive through the Stargate, led by Colonel Dylan Everett. Jack sends his compliments on a job well done under extraordinary circumstances, and with a salute, he tells Weir you are relieved.
Ooh, you would think she would be relieved to be relieved, but that's
No.
not our Weir.
No. And everyone's like, come again?
What?
Huh?
Like, I think I'd be relieved to see them there. I'd be like, awesome, but huh?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
immediately lambasts all of them for going to leave without a fight and orders them to stop the evacuation and turn off the self-destruct.
Yeah.
And Weir's like very off-put, going, this is a lot to take in, and who is this guy coming in here barking out orders that are opposite of mine?
Yeah. I think I would think the same. But also, how else do you walk into that situation?
Oh, I know.
Because he's probably scared as fuck.
Yeah, and shoving that fear way down
It's
deep.
like, okay, the only way through this is through this, so let's fucking go
Yeah.
through this and just like pretend that we're all the dude that we are supposed to be and then become it.
He confirms that Earth got their message about the Wraith coming, and he's here with men and gear for one job and one job only, to defend Atlantis at all costs.
This part got me teary.
Credits.
Ah.
I know it's difficult to organize because of like production reasons, but it would have been really lovely in my soul to have, as soon as the Stargate is connected, to have Jack's voice come over and be like, yo, you in a pickle? Need some help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sending, or even just, hey, I'm sending some people over.
Yeah.
Make sure to put out the welcome mat.
Hey, you still alive?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I get it. This guy's brusque, but he knows, he knows what needs to be done.
He's doing the things.
So when we come back, this guy just hands Weir a note and immediately throws from Jack and immediately throws some shade anger at John for reasons we will find out later.
The note's just like hand drawings.
Probably. Probably. It's just a stick figure of like a person
It's
with
like
a gun
a Stargate.
and then like a weird wraith thing on the other side.
and then an arrow
with,
that
like,
says
X's.
you. And then it's like her screaming.
Yeah.
And then it's like Everett. It's like guy with gun.
Wraith dead.
And also, mind you, there's a very well written note under this.
Uh-huh.
But this was just him fucking around.
Exactly.
Because this is how he gets his stress out.
And so to sum up,
Start doing that at work.
he sums up Mobius to McKay with the ZPM and how it was buried, but it was here, but we have it now, and it's being sent after
It's fish in the pond. It's the big
thing.
Yeah.
But we made a Stargate.
Uh-huh.
It was cool. We sent the ZPM up to the Daedalus. You know it. You've heard of it. And the Daedalus will be here in 4 days.
Hey, let's pretend that we don't have all this time, okay? I'm in charge now. Bye.
4 days.
Yeah.
Is how quick that ship is moving.
That's awesome.
So Everett is about to hold up in the conference room for some tactical position talk after ordering John to recall people from the Alpha site, and does not want to include Weir in that conversation. Press her aside. And basically, you get the feeling that they're going to have to drag Weir from that kicking and screaming.
Yeah, she's like, no, I'm the boss. I'm the boss.
The one part I can't tell, I've listened to it a couple times, is when right before John runs off, does he tell him to join me and my officers in the conference room, or join me in my offices in the conference room?
Oh, I don't know.
I couldn't tell which one he was saying.
I was too busy looking at their faces.
Yeah.
Like watching their faces.
But one...
Because we're just like, fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
Yeah, I can see him saying both.
Yeah. I am a self-rescuing princess. Yeah.
To be fair, as she proves later, she fucking is a self-rescuing princess.
And to his credit, he's aware.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we come back and we're in the conference room, and Everett is in full planning mode. Ford is right there with him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Marine.
Yeah.
And super excited that they brought some new fancy railguns and explosive things.
Yeah. He's like, I like this guy.
And these railguns are like go on Prometheus type railguns.
Yeah.
They don't pull any punches.
Well, you can't when you're dealing with rape.
Like, you have to sit in a jute thing.
Yeah.
Like
they're turrets, right? Wouldn't that be the right word? They planted there.
Yeah.
In your game of
Dungeons and Dragons.
Galaga. I'm thinking of like those shooters when we were younger.
Yeah.
That just kind of scroll down the screen until you just
Space
plant the
Invaders.
little yes, thank you.
Space Invaders.
You just plant little turrets.
Yeah.
And then you like go across the screen and then try not to die.
I mean, most of my weapon knowledge at this point does come from Dungeons and Dragons. So unless there's like I can equivalate to the medieval version that's in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, medieval turrets. That's got to be a thing, right?
I'm sure they are.
Sure. Crossbows, giant crossbows.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Yeah.
Got it.
I can't say the spoiler thing that I want to say on Critical Role, and it's annoying.
Don't say it.
I'm not saying
you
it.
want to say it? You want me to mute my?
They just saw
Blah,
some on
blah,
Critical
blah,
Role.
blah.
It was really cool, and they were Magic and Arcane. Okay.
I actually didn't hear what you said. I made enough noises.
It's okay. It was
so it's possible the people at home also didn't hear.
probably.
So I apologize.
To be fair, the people at home, like, I didn't actually say what episode it was in or anything.
Yeah.
And it's a thing that could happen in enemies. It was the worst reference to something I think I've ever made.
Great. It was a reference made in the style of a Magic 3DI image.
Yeah.
Where you have to decipher it through me saying gibberish into the microphone.
And it's also a reference that could happen in every single episode.
Yeah.
Of Critical
They did
Role.
something stupid, but somehow survived.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ford's excited for new things that go boom.
Uh-huh.
So John and Weir come in. The self-destruct has been stopped. But as to contacting the Alpha sites, Weir's like, we're going to wait on that a second.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why. And Everett's like, Colonel. Not Colonel. Major.
Major.
I had this big dramatic moment. I fucked it up by using the
No,
wrong
you're
word.
fine. You're fine. Just keep moving.
Dial the Alpha site. And Weir's like, no. I said, hold up.
Yeah.
It's been my job for almost a year to keep these people safe, and you've been here all of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, breathe a second.
Yeah.
And he gives no shits about any of the shits that Weir has.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I don't have to explain anything to you, or do I need your cooperation in any of this? But John goes out, true, but you could use my help in this.
Uh-huh.
And with all due respect, you should answer Dr. Weir.
He's like, hey, bro, Weir's cool.
And this is not a threat. It's just pointing out that if you cut out Dr. Weir, all of the people that have looked to her and trust her and respect her will not respect you.
Yeah, it's a smart leader that understands that leadership isn't a title, it is a role.
Yes.
And Dr. Weir has played this role. So if you want to lead these people, you gotta let her in.
And John's like, that includes me, by the way.
Mm-hmm. And then Ford's just like, Mom and Dad are fighting.
Yeah, Ford's like, I'm really awkward standing in the middle.
So can I play with the guns?
Yeah.
Can I play with the gun now?
Can I just?
I'm gonna go over here and play with this gun.
I'm gonna go count all the new rounds of ammunition.
Yeah, gotta go. Yeah.
But Everett looks over at Weir and goes, "Have a seat."
Good, smart. He's a smart leader.
Meanwhile, outside, McKay, Zelenka, and a few other scientists are watching the doors close, shut out of the conversation.
Speaking of,
and they're like, when the military steps in, the scientists take a back seat until they need them, and they always do.
He's like, the military, sigh.
Yeah, that's basically what they do.
Yeah.
Because they don't need the scientists right up until they do need the scientists.
They needed a little scientist union on Atlantis. Like representation.
Well, haven't needed one up till now.
Well, that's true.
Needed to form one real quick.
Real fast. Just them three.
Down below them in the cargo, we see nukes.
Yay.
Cool.
Yay.
But they are apparently some super fancy, super powerful Naquid-infused nukes that have almost no EM and are invisible to radar.
Cool.
So like super nukes.
Super stealth nukes.
Super stealth
Ninja
nukes. Stealth space mines.
Ninja nukes? That's a drink.
Ooh, ninja nukes.
Ninja nukes.
And they're going to set these.
It's going to be really strong and you don't realize. We're doing it, guys. We're doing it.
Ninja nukes. They're going to basically plant these between the Wraith and Atlantis, and hopefully they can do it very, very quickly. Everett brought 4 pilots with him. Carson's giving them the gene therapy treatment right now.
Yeah.
So if it takes, John's going to show them how to fly the jumpers. And John's not going to go out because he wants John at the weapons chair.
Yeah, he's like, get in, loser, you're going sharing.
Because they brought with them also a new toy, a Mark II Naquita generator to power the chair.
We've just got all the fun toys.
All the new toys.
Which, if you play video games, you know that this could be where you die.
Yeah.
This is the part right before you face the big monster. Yeah. You're gonna die, or maybe not.
And John's like, this is actually kind of starting to sound like an actual plan. And Everett's like, glad you approve.
I wish you'd said, I love it when a plan comes together. But there's probably like rights.
Probably.
Things.
I love it when a plan starts to form.
There you go.
They just have to hold out for 4 days, and then they can power the shield with the ZPM once Daedalus arrives.
Yay.
And for now that Weir is in the loop, can you please contact the motherfucking Alpha site? And by the way, John, this is the last time I ever give you an order twice.
Yes.
To be fair, it was 3 times. That's fine.
We'll not talk about that.
We're not.
Never said it was good at math. And then we get a montage.
Then we have a fantastic montage of them armoring up Atlantis with new giant space guns, and that we didn't quite see come through the gate, but that's okay. It was open for 42 minutes.
It's fine. Everything's fine. I love the change in music.
39 minutes, sorry.
When we go.
It was like number 42, assume it's everything.
Well, I wonder why. I love the change in music when we go from like soldiering to sciencing.
Yeah.
The music gets a little bit lighter. I really dig the attention they paid to sound in this episode.
Everything about this episode is visually and auditory stunning.
I cried a couple times during this episode, which is normal for Grace.
Yeah.
But I think the sound had a lot to do with it.
The sound and the visuals. The effects in this shot are some of the best effects, I think, personally, have been in Stargate as a whole.
In this, like during the fights and things?
Yeah.
We'll get to those.
Oh my God, we'll get to those.
Whoa.
But there is a whole bunch of the space guns. John shows the pilots how to fly the jumper. Zelenka and McKay start looking up, hooking the chair up to the new generator. We get a fantastic quick shot of the jumpers flying over Atlantis.
You know what would have been a good song here? I'm holding out for a hero.
Holding out for a hero till the end of the night.
And it's gotta be something.
It's gotta be strong. It's gotta be faster than light.
I need a hero. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, but then we see the scientists getting armored up with guns. That's when shit's serious when you're handing out the guns to all the scientists.
Makes me sad.
I know,
because they're scientists. I don't know. There's certain weird things that hit this spot in my heart, and I don't know how to place it. But it's like the security guard at the bank that doesn't get a gun.
Yeah,
something about it just. There's nothing but courage keeping them there.
And it's just also, I think, the biggest testament to it is just the fact that they know, as what happens later in this episode, they know the threat can be in Atlantis at any point.
Yeah. They
know that everyone who stays in Atlantis may have to defend.
There's just this dignity and this honor.
Yeah.
And I just.
It also goes back to the theory that I've said a number of times that whoever you are in Atlantis, even if you're Zelenka in Atlantis, you've been through basic weapon training.
Yes. I mean, Zelenka for sure.
Oh, yeah. But Zelenka because he's the most interesting man in the world.
Zelenka because he's the super secret agent who's actually going to save the entire universe.
Basically. Exactly. So, and then the space gets space mined.
Yeah.
I just love the phrase space mine.
Yep.
So then we have Taylor and Bam Bam sparring in the gym. It's awesome.
It's really kind of awesome. It's really kind of hot.
Super awesome, and a little hot. A lot of hot.
It's steamy.
It makes me want to learn that fighting style so much.
Yeah. Everyone's got their things. Watching them fight, to me, it's like foreplay for each other.
But what's interesting to me is
because they're displaying their physical prowess.
Yeah, but it's not every type of hand-to-hand fighting. There's something about this specifically that's like, yes.
It's because it's so intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're all intimate. I don't know anything about fighting.
Well, but I mean,
I like it.
But I just know, like, even if it was in a show like this, like boxing matches aren't the same to me.
Yeah.
fencing matches or something aren't the same.
Because there's this lack of intimacy
Yeah.
in the other styles where there's a separation. There's like gear or other things holding you from each other. Whereas you've got the sticks, but that's it. It's just your body and their body.
And especially because it's specifically a sparring match and not actually like a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just awesome.
It's
okay, let's move forward.
Anyway, Everett and his shadows are watching all of this, and she will not turn around to look at Everett until she is done with her session.
Yeah.
And ends her session properly.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically here to tell Taylor that he doesn't trust her and to stay out of the way because we can handle the defense of Atlantis without you.
This is a bummer.
It's really cold in here suddenly. Oh, it's real icy.
It's a bummer.
Oh, it's real frosty in here.
Yeah. He's just coming in a lot hotter than he needs to entirely.
He's just trying to set his command authority over everything.
Yeah.
He wants to put his fingers, his thumbprints and everything to just be able to like, this is all.
He's just trying to take control in a much heavier handed way than is probably needed on Atlantis.
But he's also wants to make sure everything is proper the way he wants to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting.
In the chair room, McKay and Zlink are trying to get it to work while Carson sits in the chair.
Again, can we please, like, at this point, we know Carson doesn't like getting in the chair.
No.
He's not going to get in the bath with you.
Well, here's the thing.
Put some straps on it.
But here's the thing that I think there are a number of people on Atlantis now who have the gene, but they definitely, I like the subtle way they say it is that regardless of who Carson's given the gene to, after John, Carson is the second most like naturally adept with the gene.
I wonder what his fear ultimately is. I would love for our
he almost blew people up the first.
No, I know, but there's got to be more than that.
I think it's because it's just outside his realm.
It's the lack of control that keeps him there.
100%.
It keeps him from wanting to do it. So there's this fear of losing control.
Yeah.
So I just want the therapist to dig in. I want like a whole episode of Carson where our psychiatrist woman's like, why are you so scared to lose control?
Yeah.
What have you done before that has made you lose control? In this way where it kind of becomes a funny episode where he does some crazy like scuba diving mission or he flies a puddle jumper and just does like loop-de-loops all day. Like it's the air show. But there's clearly this fear of letting go. There's this fear of what he may hold inside.
There's something for sure. But he has to just listen to McKay. No one's going to get hurt. Just focus on only the chair powering up. And Carson, rightly so, does not want to hear about all the things he shouldn't think about because then you're just going to think about them.
Yeah, that's how that part works. What was I doing last night? The movie Us.
Yeah.
Scared the crap out of me. A lot.
Yeah.
Still does.
Okay.
And every night, in the middle of the night, because I'm getting old, I have to pee. And every night,
I didn't have to get old for that to happen.
When I wake up to have to pee in the middle of the night, I go, don't think about the movie Yes. Why did you think about the movie Yes? Now I'm thinking about the movie Yes.
I've said many times before when I do that in the middle of the night, I'm like, don't think about the fluke man. In the toilet. And then coming up and just like biting you,
You pee as fast as you can. And now I'm like paralyzed because I'm like, is it worse if I turn the light on or if I leave it off? Yeah. What's worse? What do I do? What do I do?
Yeah. Because if the fluke man comes up from the toilet, you know where he's biting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand Carson's pain. That's all I'm trying to say. This was a big...
McKay gives no shits about Carson's pain. He hasn't slept in probably days.
I know.
Carson does power up the chair. Good. And shit. McKay just disconnects, walks out without saying anything until he pokes his head back in and tells Alenka to get Carson out of the chair, which Carson's very happy to do.
Sure.
McKay runs up to the control room, goes to Weir, noticeably brushing off Everett.
Yeah.
And
that's who he is. Because that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, he just gives no shits about this Everett dude right now. According to McKay, Weir is in command.
Yeah.
End of story.
And what is he gonna do? Dismiss McKay? Okay,
Yeah.
have fun.
Have fun.
Good luck figuring
Uh-huh.
all this shit out.
So he has the chair working. Everett's like, good news. McKay's like, fuck off. No, it's not. So there's only a few dozen drones left at most. Most were likely used last time the city had to defend itself.
Yeah, remember that time that the city almost didn't make it?
Uh-huh.
And all the Atlanteans had to disperse?
And now new alarm sound.
Ah,
They have incoming that just appeared. Hundreds of objects approaching the planet.
everything's fine.
They weren't detected by long-range sensors because they're just rocks. The Wraith are throwing rocks at them from the asteroid belt. They were smart. They're not trying to hurt Atlantis. Most of them were most likely going to burn up in the atmosphere, not do anything, but they don't have to enter the atmosphere to destroy all of the mines.
Yeah, good job, y'all.
Which can't be deactivated.
Yeah.
So they watch the readouts, and with big moments, there's a big old fireworks show in the atmosphere.
I mean, it was pretty.
Was pretty. And the detonation of all those mines has fogged up the sensors. They have no clue where the hive ships are. It's going to take hours to unfog them.
We just made things worse.
Yeah, and they just lost their primary line of defense they set up.
Woo.
Cool.
Yeah, this is fine. All the little turrets are gone.
Yep. So Everett summons John into the hologram room. He wants to watch it, see what he can learn from it, to try and not repeat the mistakes of the last time the city had to defend itself against the Wraith.
Which is a smart approach. Watch the tapes. See how
It
to
is.
play the game.
He doesn't seem very interested in watching the tapes, though.
No.
John does turn it on, explain that here's the star chart of the galaxy with all of the Atlantean planets. Here's 100 years later, and it's the Wraith have taken them all except for one. And the Atlanteans held up in Atlantis for multiple years, alone on this planet, surrounded by Wraith. They could win every single battle, but they were never going to win the war because they were that vastly outnumbered.
Before we get into the shitty part of this room, let's take a minute and consider how cool this room would be for Shipper to take a date on. Because my little history nerd heart would have been like, okay, let's make out now.
Yeah. Can we leave the stars
really
up?
Cool.
Can we leave the stars up?
Leave everything up. Stop talking. Because it's so cool.
It's really cool.
I wish that was a thing that existed that we could go look at, and like the guide just makes everything appear for you.
I mean, it's called a planetarium.
Not the same. History walkthrough. Like a holographic history, like
a holographic planetarium.
No. Like I want to walk through. Like this is, this was Pompeii.
You want a holodeck? Yeah.
I need.
Everyone wants a holodeck.
Yeah, but I need it.
Well, you could just use your imagination really well, like they did in Community.
No, I need it. Okay, that's all. I just want this room is really fucking cool. Okay, that's all.
And it's not that John thinks this is a no-win scenario. Like, it's just that even if they win, they're going to be back. And finally, we get to it.
Yeah.
We finally get to Everett's beef with John Shepard.
Yes. The ulterior motives for being in the room.
He tells him that he was very, very good friends with Colonel Sumner. And he can't imagine how John could get that close to rescuing him and ultimately fail. And the fact that John even admits to firing the shot that killed him.
This is one of those, fuck you, dude.
Yeah. John's like, that is 100% what he wanted me to do in that situation. You weren't there. You don't know. And Everett's like, so you think you know him better than I have over decades? John's like, that's not the point.
Yeah. Come talk to me after you've seen one of these Wraiths take a person out. Yeah. And then let me know what you think.
And Everett's like, I wish for Sumner's sake that I was there. And John points out that there's not a night that goes by that he doesn't stay awake and he doesn't replay that moment in his head. And every time he does, an alarm sounds just then.
Dun, 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 dun.
Both men call up to the control room as if they're both in command.
Yeah.
One of them isn't anymore.
No.
Darts are coming. They'll finish this later.
Ooh.
Johnny's head to the chair. In control room, It's like 100 or so darts, it looks like, on the more so couple hundred. It's a shit ton of
It's just
darts
a string
on the screen.
It's just a Christmas light string of darts.
The sensors are still foggy, so they didn't know anything about them until they were like right on
so
top
remember
of them.
those things you brought that were supposed to help and made things worse?
Gunners are in position. Damage control parties are ready. And they darken the city. And we see this stunning shot of all the lights turning off in the city.
Holy crap. This moment, first, let's consider the graphics. Holy crap, that looked cool.
It was so cool.
And then also, I've never been in this situation. No one has.
No.
But some of us have been in like war type situations.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
The anticipation.
The fucking adrenaline.
Standing on the balcony.
Just waiting for. The closest thing I can compare it to is like when we're in hurricane coverage at work, right? And it's coming and we're waiting and it's finally like, okay, here it comes. It's gonna barrel through here. And that can't be like
that's like
fraction of anything.
It's like a 0.5% version of it.
I can't imagine the amount of control that it would take for someone to just live through that. You just exist through it without like just puking or shitting yourself or just crying. I would just be crying.
Just cry.
I would still stand there and hold my weapon. I would like to
just
believe,
cry.
but I would just cry while it all happened and be like, let's all fucking out, because then tomorrow we can't think about it anymore.
And the gunners are positioned. Everything is ready. Everyone's on the balcony, ready to go.
Light that shit up.
And we see the darts. And then we see, to me, some of the most stunning shots of Stargate, let alone Atlantis, with this dark city and the flares start coming over the city, and you see the reflections in all the glass on all the buildings.
It feels like I'm at the aquarium and I'm watching like the jelly tank.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
And then you see all of a sudden all of the firing starts. All of the shots start firing everywhere. And it is like the most destructive, beautiful fireworks show you've ever seen in your life.
It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. It is so well done. Holy crap.
It is beautiful and haunting. And we see the guns firing. Like, I can't wax on poetically enough about these shots and what they did with these shots, and having this set at night. It's just an incredibly thoughtful approach to how delicate it's all done. It's very delicate and very beautiful until you understand what's going on. So imagine watching that on the screen and being like, what's this video? This is cool. And then be like, oh, all those people are dying. Yeah. We've never had the opportunity to see what war looks like. No. I wonder if that's what it looks like. And it's also, the previously the largest battle that we've had really in Stargate is the battle over Antarctica. Right. And if you think about it, this kind of is larger than that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is.
And it's at night.
Yeah. It's something.
So
it's definitely something.
John arrives in the chair room. McKay says he still needs a minute to turn the generator on because it operates at a barely controlled state of overload. It's not just an on switch, and John is impatient, as you can imagine.
Sure.
So at the guns, they radio to Everett that the darts are starting to make kamikaze runs into the city. And we see the lights of a massive explosion outside the control room, and all the lights, the controls, they're really the only things lighting the control room, those go out. So it gets even darker. Yep. They've lost primary systems now.
Damn, these Wraiths know what the fuck they're doing.
So Everett and Weir go out to the balcony, and the sky's just
eating
lit up.
Yeah. And it's eating. That part makes me so sad.
Yeah, we see this gun position get beamed up into a dart.
Okay.
And Ford,
knowing that this is your fate. Yeah. Knowing that this is very likely your fate, and still doing the job. Holy shit. Holy shit.
And Ford alone is nearby and is running up to that gun position.
So before we get too much further. This is where I want to hand out a Terra Award.
Okay.
I'm going to do it now.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to forget.
I literally had in my notes at the very end to remind
Okay.
Grace she had a Terra Award.
Let's consider the sound editing
Mm,
and the visual effects.
yeah,
I think this is our Terra Award winners.
100%.
Usually we give them for the acting, but
Because as effects people, like our unannounced Terra Award basically every week is to those.
Sure.
But this week, 100% calling them out.
It's sick. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It's really cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. You can tell where they saved all their budget for.
100%, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Wowza.
I
think if it wasn't what it was, it wouldn't hit as hard as it does.
I will take bottle episodes to have this when needed.
Yeah. Done.
So he finally gets the chair powered up, and John fires the last few drones they have into the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Ford arrives with the gun, and you can't deny. Listen, it's a shitty thing. It's horrible. He's going through. There's a little tiny part of Ford that's like,
I'm
yeah.
finally doing the things. Yeah. I'm playing with
Among all the
toys.
horrible, like there's
Yeah.
that weird dichotomy that exists.
I'm playing with all the fun toys that I've always wanted to play with my whole life.
Exactly.
If I'm gonna go out, at least I'm doing the thing I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the beautiful, stunning, haunting shots continue.
Mhm.
Eventually, we see from the perspective of a few darts about to dive bomb the city that we all see coming. Ford is laser focused on those darts. We see a massive explosion as Ford hits the darts, and it explodes right outside the control room balcony with Everett covering Weir for protection.
Wowza. Yeah. And good on him.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think that was just a natural. That's one of those natural, don't think about it.
Well,
instincts.
But again, that's one of those things that teaches you, okay, this guy is here to protect.
He's a good guy.
He didn't run to protect himself.
Yeah, he's
He
a good
protected the
guy. He's
civilians.
just brushed.
Yeah.
So John's still at the chair controlling the drones, taking out the very last one. All the guns fall silent. And we see all the fires in the city, in the darkness. They've survived another night.
There's one.
So come daylight, there's still black smoke
Mm-hmm.
from where those impacts are, 3 or 4 points. Power's out in parts of the city. Long-range sensors, internal sensors are both down.
Mm-hmm.
Weir wants to know the status of the hive ship. McKay's like, they're coming. That's their fucking status, yo.
Get off my ass. I haven't slept in how many days now?
Tomorrow, the day after that. Someday we may not be here when they come.
Yeah.
And he snaps. There's no more drones. We have any ideas how we're going to survive the next, influx of bad guys?
Nope.
So John suggests flying a jumper right into the ships.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
The Death Star maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then go boom. It wouldn't be a suicide mission either if the science bros can figure out how to remote control them.
Yeah.
From the chair.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know that yet. But
come on, science bros.
McKay is annoyed. You show up with guns and your brush cuts, and you always turn the science as the last possible thing. Asking for the impossible. And Everett's like, when's the last time you've slept?
No.
McKay's like, shut up, I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
Like it does too at the same time, it's the chair. And they start sciencing it up.
Uh-huh.
And they might maybe emphasize on the maybe part, be able to fly the jumpers with the drones the jumper has.
Ooh, yeah.
Control will be shitty.
But gets the job done.
Just strapping some missiles onto a ship and then flying it with that.
You don't need perfection. You just need it to work, right? We're just trying to survive here.
Exactly. So they go off to science.
Mm-hmm.
And the jumper can't do much damage on its own. But John does know where they can get another nuke.
Oh, that's right.
No one's going to be happy about it.
Sure.
Because Janai. And Taylor forces her way through past the Marines, telling Weir that the Wraith are here in Atlantis.
Yes. Thank God they listened to her.
Yeah.
Thank God we don't take this as another moment to be like, I don't know, Taylor. Maybe you're a little weird.
So the Marines start searching the city while Ford points out that it must be the Wraith who kamikaze the city. They beamed in right before they, blew shit up with the ships.
Yep.
And Everett knows that about 20 to 30 darts crashed into the city. Whew. And internal sensors are down, so they have to rely on the life sign detector. If they know where everyone else is, can find them, Anyone outside is either the Wraith or search parties.
Yep.
Oh, and Everett has a gene therapy, so we can make one more too.
Yeah. I can do the things too. You're not the only one. Smart on his part. That way he's not like left out of things that he could be doing.
And Taylor comes in with more Thosians. They want to help search the city because it's a big fucking city. Yep. And Everett actually softens tiny bit.
Well, he becomes aware. He's just smart. Here's if nothing else, we learned this episode he's a smart dude.
He's an adaptable.
Yeah, he's adaptable. He's smart. He understands what it matters during fights.
Yeah.
Tells me I started crying.
Go get some weapons for you.
This is where I did start crying a little bit. It was good times.
We get the first of these amazing location-to-location shots of the city that really give you this amazing sense of scale and distance. Mm-hmm. And you really, they said that the city's like the size of Manhattan. Yeah. But you get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Carson is back to the chair again, even though he doesn't want to be. McKay has no fucks to give Carson. Less fucks than before. He's exhausted. He's starving. There's no drones left. You can't hurt anything, Carson. He sends the link to the
Here's
jumper
the thing. Here's what Carson should do. It's like, okay, fine. I'll sit in the chair. You eat a fucking sandwich.
Yeah.
Eat a sandwich in front of my face, and I'll sit in the chair while you eat the sandwich.
Exactly.
Because we know that he cares.
He does.
He knows how much they care about each other.
Yes.
And cares about keeping everybody
safe. Here's a fucking protein bar.
Yeah. It's like, here you go. I'm going to sit in the chair. Eat.
Here's some glucose tablets.
Yeah. Drink water. It's good for you. When was the last time you peed? Your kidneys are so pissed right now.
Go around the corner. I wouldn't even care that you peed in the hallway.
Dude, yes.
And then we fly to some Marines searching the city with Everett in the lead. And then we fly to Taylor and some Thosians searching the same thing. And then we fly to Ford, who's searching on his own.
Who's gonna die, guys?
Seemingly.
Ford's gonna die.
And we see a Wraith behind a post as they pan by. And he goes, poof, I'm a Wraith. And then he throws Ford to the ground. And then he goes stalking up to Ford. And then John comes out, bam, 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 bam. And it kills the Wraith.
Yes. This entire episode, I just kept screaming, this is where Ford dies.
Like 5
this
different
is where
times.
Ford dies. I'm convinced that they're going to kill Ford. I'm trying to just protect my heart. I'm convinced that Ford's going to die. Someone we love is going to die.
Okay.
And I've told myself it's Ford, and I'm probably wrong, so I'm probably still going to be broken by the end of the next episode.
We're just going to Game of Thrones your heart.
But that's what I've told myself to because I feel like he's like the one that would hurt the most outside of like Carson. If they kill Carson, I'm done watching the show. But it's just gonna be like snuffing out a puppy. Like, don't do it. Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and where was I? Oh yeah,
Weir's gonna go do things.
Ford.
Right?
First Ford's like, that was awesome. Maybe next time you can be the bait.
Yeah.
And John's like, yeah, sure, maybe. That's
never. Next time.
In the control room, Chuck tells Weir that they've heard from the Janai. They welcome an opportunity to open dialogue and send one unarmed person. That person is Weir.
Again, where I cried.
And Everett radios back that he will owe her a drink if she can pull this off.
But here's the thing. I love that she's like, the Janai are willing to talk. They're one person unarmed. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
It's like not a question.
Nope.
It's not like, hey, do you think I should go?
I'm going.
I'm thinking I should go. She's like, I'm going. I love this part because it leads up to us finally seeing Weir shine at what Weir does.
Exactly.
Because if we remember, because I had forgotten.
Yeah.
That's what Weir is. She's a
negotiator.
Negotiator.
She's a negotiator.
She's a negotiator with countries across the fucking world and ease tensions in ways that one could never imagine.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the coming scene. Okay.
So we see the door open, Janai base, and Weir with her hounds bound behind her with a blindfold led into a room with a single chair. Yeah. And a man named, I don't remember his name, Janai dude, is there surprised because I'm pretty sure it's spelt wrong in my Word document and I don't feel like going back and double checking. But he's surprised and astonished that Weir would come here and have the audacity to show up herself alone. Because you know what? The Jedi are actually delighted to see Atlantis fall.
Motherfuckers. Of course they are.
But they still regardless of if they fall, have something that Janai want,
Mhm.
the C4,
Yep.
and a chance to test their nuke with no risk, and even test it on the Wraith themselves.
Mhm.
And we discover the Wraith actually landed and called there a
Yeah.
week ago.
They've already done the things.
They found out in time. They got the reactor shut down. Hundreds of people were taken, sacrificed for the greater good on the surface, and thousands below were kept safe. So the Janai threat doesn't exist anymore.
No, they're like, we've got nothing here.
As far as the Wraith go, their planet's uninteresting now. They've taken everyone. And
Yep.
they really only asked someone here so they could trade them back
Mhm.
to Atlantis in exchange for C4.
Yeah. No, your life is worth C4. Ha ha ha. So
Mhm.
they think.
So back in Atlantis, Everett hears gunshots and the lights go out. And by the time they reach there, the man is dead and the Naquita generator is completely destroyed.
Hey, that sucks.
He announces over the radio what's going on with the generators, and Taylor's team is fairly close to another one. John's
Mhm.
leader there. In the cell, Janai dude
Mhm.
is like, C4 for a nuke? That's a really shitty bargain.
Uh-huh.
Well, Weir goes, if you had the C4, what would you do? You'd incorporate it into your bomb, right? Into your nuke?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's important when you do that then to test your brand new superpowered nuke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Here's your chance to test your weapon on a Wraith hive ship at no risk to you. Still have enough to build more bombs afterwards.
Yeah.
If you're too stupid or too proud to understand how that is a good bargain, you're an idiot.
This is the part where no matter how we retell this part, we don't do it justice.
No.
So one, the actress is an amazing actress.
Yes.
But two, so I've got to step in because as a communications major,
Yes.
as a person who's like learning and fine-tuning all of these skills, she's like the epitome of what I'm learning.
Yeah.
It's like you learn all the secrets to how people work and how minds work and how to appeal to someone and how to engage and how to deal with conflict.
Yeah.
And she's got a blindfold on, her
Yeah.
hands are tied. She's got none of
Yeah.
the tools of the trade, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
except her voice
Mm-hmm.
and her body language.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got the lower ground, and she still fucking comes out on top.
Yeah.
I'm a little turned on right now.
Because he's like, careful with your words, and she goes, I'm way past careful.
She's like, bitch, my words are my weapon.
She's like, take the fucking deal or kill me.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's just fucking, this is it. This is where we find out that she's just this, not that we didn't know, but here's the proof that you can cite later.
She's
Like, oh, remember how Weir is a badass?
yeah. Remember how she's made of fucking nails?
Yeah. The end.
Her voice does not quiver at any point in that
No.
either.
No. And she doubles down. There's no sense of, you don't get this sense of like defeat ever.
No.
She's like constantly looking for her next opening. I would hate to play chess against
Oh my god,
Not
no.
only because I can't play, but
Or poker.
yeah, there's no, she's gonna find a way through.
Yeah.
Holy moly, she's so cool.
So Zelenka is at the jumper, tag teaming with McKay in the chair room to get it working. And they're ready for Carson to focus
Come on, bud.
powering the puddle jumper.
Yeah. It's very much like in Kill Bill where the bride's like, wiggle your big toe.
Yeah.
Come on, Carson. Just
Wiggle your big toe.
Just wiggle your big toe.
And suddenly the jumper lights up.
Yeah.